20 seconds and counting. T-minus 15 seconds. Guidance is internal. 12, 11, 10, 9. Ignition sequence starts. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All engine running. Liftoff. We have a liftoff. 32 minutes past the hour. Liftoff on Apollo 11. Tower cleared.
We got a roll program.
Neil Armstrong reporting the roll and pitch program, which puts Apollo 11 on proper heading. Plus 30 seconds.
Roll complete and pitch is program.
Altitude's 2 miles.
Oh, 11 Houston, you're good at 1 minute.
Downrange 1 mile, altitude 4 miles now. Velocity 2,195 feet per second.
Houston, you are go for staging.
Animation shows the engine firing. The lunar module is proceeding from right to left on your screen.
I'll leave it in flu. Relay to us. See if they got me now. I got good signal strength in flu. Okay, you should have me now, Houston. Eagle, we got you now. It's looking good, over. Eagle, that looks good. Eagle, Houston, everything's looking good here, over.
I think you can hear a little excitement in Charlie Duke's voice.
Eagle, Houston, after yaw around, angled S-band pitch, -9er, yaw, +18. Copy.
Yeah, communications sound like we're in really good shape again.
Max and things agree very closely. Roger.
Great.
10 minutes to the touchdown. Oh boy. 10 minutes to a landing on the moon.
Rate on. Altitude go high.
I think it's been almost 10 years since we've been trying to do this.
Now just
2 minutes, 20 seconds, everything looking good. We show altitude about 47,000 feet. Yeah.
Now, in about 4 minutes from now, they will get their first look at the landing area. So far, now, their heads are
They're getting a
down.
little fluctuation in the AC voltage now. Roger.
They're,
50 meter maybe, huh?
they are face down,
Looking
windows
good,
down,
You're still looking good. It's coming up 3 minutes.
their feet forward.
That remark on that AC voltage was a meter, possibly. The ground is not concerned with it.
Still good.
They rolled now to the windows up position,
Position check downrange to it to be a little long.
as you just saw. In about 3 minutes now, they get that first look when they pitch up, go into more of an upright position. And they can look forward out their windows toward the landing site. At that point, they'll be about 3.5 miles high, making about 103 miles an hour forward with about 13.8 miles to go.
I think it's going to stop.
Seven minutes, 45 seconds to landing.
You're a go to continue it all at 4 minutes. Roger, you're a go to continue power descent. You're a go to continue power descent.
That's another major milestone.
Altitude 40,000.
This is a
Eagle
go,
Houston, we got data dropout. You're still looking good.
no-go decision at that point. They could abort the landing at that point if there had been a no-go decision. Got about 68 miles to go. Seven minutes left before landing.
Okay, we got good lock on.
They're at about
Altitude
35
lights out.
35,000 feet high now.
LH is minus 2,900. Roger, we copy. At the earth, right out our front window. Houston, you're looking at our Delta H. That's affirmative. Program alarm. Looking good to us, over. 1202. 1202. Good radar data. Altitude now 33,500 feet.
Hal wasn't too far off.
I suspect that Hal may be just about right by the time
Give us a
Doug
reading on the
Ward
1202 program alarm.
relays that to us, so he's probably a few
That's a
seconds
thought,
behind.
yeah.
Roger, we got you. We're going at alarm. Roger, 330. 6 plus 25, throttle down. 6 plus 25, throttle down. Roger, copy. 6 plus 25. We're still go, altitude 27,000 feet. Same alarm, and it appears to come up when we have a 1668 up. Roger, copy.
What's this alarm, Wally?
It's a go case. Just
Eagle, Houston,
apparently
we'll
some
monitor your Delta sound beautifully.
function that's coming up on the computer is a
Delta
verb,
H look good now. Roger, Delta H is looking good to us.
a verb-noun combination, no problem as I see it.
Throttle on time. Roger, copy, throttle down. Throttle down. Better in the simulator. Right.
They say it's better than the simulator. That's consoling.
Action, things look real close.
Crowds around this country and all over the world are watching this, listening to these communications.
Altitude now 21,000 feet, still. So we may tend to lose as we gradually pick over. Let me try auto again now, see what happens. Roger.
He's talking about the high gain antenna.
Okay, looks like it's holding. Roger, we got
good.
good data.
Makes the job easier.
They're down to just 14 miles to go in 4.5 minutes.
7 minutes, 30 seconds into the burn.
4.5 minutes left in this era.
Altitude 16,300 feet.
Oh, boy.
This great the way the communications is working. This,
Descent to fuel to monitor, over. 22.
Altitude 13,005. Velocity
Going down
9,100
fast.
feet per second.
Made it, switch over time, please, Jude. Roger, stand by. You're looking great at 8 minutes.
Correction on that velocity, now reading 760 feet per second.
It's the P-64. Good.
760 feet per second on the way down. That's pretty slow for space flying.
It is. It's as slow as man has ever flown in space.
It sure is.
FIDO says we're go, altitude 9,200 feet.
8:30, you're looking great.
They're just about
Descent rate 129
approaching
feet per
high
second.
gate.
We copy.
That's the 7,600 foot level, 1.4 miles high when they get down to a speed of 98 miles an hour, and they're just a little under 5 miles from the landing site. At that point, they can pitch forward, get a really good view of the
Eagle, you're
landing
looking
site.
great. Coming up 9 minutes.
At that high
We're
gate,
now in the approach phase, everything looking good.
as they're inside the high
Altitude
gate,
5,200 feet.
5,200 feet, less than a mile from the moon's surface.
Manual attitude control is good. Roger, copy.
Altitude 4,200.
Houston, you're a go for landing, over.
Oh, great go.
Roger, understand. Go for landing. 3,000 feet. Stop alarm.
3,000 feet. Ooh. Go to landing, meaning they're on the spot, huh?
Roger, 1201 alarm. We're go. Same tide. We're go. 2,000 feet. 2,000 feet. Into the ag. 47 degrees. Roger. 37 degrees.
Just these communications, too. We're getting this readout perfect.
Eagle looking great. Your go.
Altitude 1,600.
Oh, this is...
They've got a good look at their site now. This is the critical
1,400
time. They're going to
feet,
hover.
still
They're going to
looking
make the decision. Apparently, they're go,
Roger,
though.
1202. We copy it. 35 degrees. 35 degrees. 750. Coming down to 23. 700 feet, 21 down. 33 degrees.
Oh, the data is coming in beautifully.
100 feet down at 19. 540 feet down at 30. Down at 15. There's 400 feet down at 9. Gate forward. 1050 feet down at 4. 30 and a half down. They're tagged on horizontal velocity. 300 feet down, 3.5. 47 forward. Put up. On 1.5 down. 70. Got the shadow out there. 50 down at 2.5. 19 forward. Altitude, velocity, light. 3.5 down. 220 feet. 15 forward. 11 forward, coming down nicely. 200 feet. 4.5 down. 5.5 down. 660 feet. 6.5 down. 5.5 down. 9 forward. Good. 20 feet. 100 feet, 3.5 down, 9 forward. 5%. How many bites? Okay, 75 feet. Guys looking good, down a half. 6 forward. 60 seconds. Okay, engine stop. ATA at a descent. Mode control both auto, descent engine command override off. Engine arm off. 413 is in. We copy you down, Eagle. Houston, Tranquility Base here. The Eagle has landed. Roger, Tranquility. We copy you on the ground. You got a bunch of guys about to turn blue. We're breathing again. Thanks a lot.
Detail.
Okay, would you verify the position, the opening I ought to have on the camera? Stand by.
Okay, Neil, we can see you coming down the ladder now.
Neil, we can see you coming. Okay, I just checked, getting back up to that first step. That isn't collapsed too far, but it's adequate to get back up.
Roger, we copy.
It's a pretty good little jump.
Buzz, this is Houston. F2, 1/160th second for shadow photography on the sequence camera.
Okay. At the foot of the ladder, the LEM footbeds are only depressed in the surface about 1 or 2 inches, although the surface appears to be very, very fine-grained as you get close to it. It's almost like a powder. Ground mass is very fine. I'm going to step off the LEM now. That's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind. And incidentally, you can use the shadow that the staff makes to assist you in getting a perpendicular.
Buzz is erecting the solar wind experiment now.
Some of these small depressions big off, and you tend to think, oh, maybe 2 or 3 inches. I can suggest exactly what the layer pictures showed when they pushed away a little bit. You can see force transmitted through the upper surface of the soil, and about 5 or 6 inches away, it breaks loose and moves as if it were caked on the surface, when in fact it really isn't.
Guidance reports both navigation systems on Eagle are looking good.
Whiskey Mike. Got that answer card? Yep. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, port stage, engine arm ascent, proceed. Shadow, beautiful. 26, 36 feet per second up. 5 for the pitch over. Very smooth. Balance couple off. Very quiet ride. There's that one crater on there.
Thousand feet high, 80 feet per second vertical rise.
Eagle Houston, to request manual start override. Roger.
While Armstrong and Aldrin explored the moon, astronaut Collins had kept a long and lonely vigil in the Columbia. The approaching Eagle was a welcome sight. Later, the three men would share their reflections on this adventure with the world.
I believe that from the early space flights, we demonstrated a potential to carry out this type of a mission. And again, it was a question of time until this would be accomplished.
I think it's a technical triumph for this country to have said what it was going to do a number of years ago, and then, by golly, do it.
The relative ease with which we were able to carry out our mission, which of course came after a very efficient and a logical sequence of flights, I think that this demonstrated that we were certainly on the right track when we took this commitment to go to the moon.
I just see it as a beginning of a new age.
Once again, the bright blue planet of Earth rises over the lunar horizon. For those who had witnessed man's landing in the Sea of Tranquility, the moon would never again appear quite the same. July 24th, dawn in the Pacific. Apollo blazes across the heavens, coming back to Earth at 25,000 miles an hour. President Richard Nixon, who had talked with the astronauts by telephone while they were on the moon, was waiting aboard the recovery carrier to welcome the returning voyagers. The president later expressed the nation's response to this historic mission.
Some way, when those two Americans stepped on the moon, the people of this world were brought closer together. That it is that spirit, the spirit of Apollo, that America can now help to bring to our relations with other nations. The spirit of Apollo transcends geographical barriers and political differences. It can bring the people of the world together in peace.
To protect against any possible lunar contamination, the astronauts put on airtight special garments before coming aboard the rescue ship. they transferred directly from the helicopter to a mobile quarantine van, in which they would be flown back to the Manned Spacecraft Center in Houston, Texas. July 27th. The journey was ended. They were home again. Ahead lay 3 weeks of isolation, medical tests, and mission debriefings. Then visits to major cities of America and abroad. The details of their unique mission would be relived and remembered so that others might learn what they had learned, and that future travelers in space might build upon their experience. The rock and soil samples brought back would be examined and analyzed by scientists in many lands. They would reveal new insights into the origin and the age and the composition of the moon, and perhaps new knowledge of the Earth as well. Already experiments left on the moon were sending back revealing new information. The mission was successfully completed. The Eagle had landed the first men on the moon, and Columbia had returned them safely to Earth. Wherever man journeys tomorrow across the ocean of our universe, history will remind him that Apollo 11 was mankind's first encounter with a new world.